is, and the more impressed you'll be by the human brain. The human brain processes all this incredible complexity in real time. And so what's going on is as we're reading our way through this sentence, we are developing expectations about what can come next because we're interpreting as we go. And those interpretations are constraining seriously what can come next. And as a result, we take this acoustic signal that comes to us. If a table bangs while somebody says the word corner, we can still extract the word corner from that highly noisy signal. Right? That's part of what we can do. We're very robust processors. And it's because we are also statistical processors that we can be so robust. So one of the big transformations that happened in computational linguistics in my lifetime, because I started out before this transformation, is that we went from using rule-governed models that were blown out of the water when that table crashed, and to models that are statistical models that could recover in highly noisy situations. And that turned out to have far more consequences than we thought. It turned out to open up all kinds of new worlds of possibilities. So this is an important step we're taking here, this step into the probabilistic models. Right? So what are we going to use to do it? Right? Well, we're going to, there's a lot of things you can look at. Right? One of the things that's obviously happening is people would come up with things like corner, right? Or even roof, right? Is that we know a lot of stuff about the world, right? We have a lot of stereotypical situations in the world. We've got three guys standing on something and it's definite, and you know a lot of stuff. So there's this knowledge about the world involved. But what we're going to focus on in this is instead of taking this sort of deep AI approach to the problem, right? And we're going to just look at a lot of English, and we're going to develop really good statistical models about what words can follow other words. That's going to be the strategy we take. Okay? And kind of model that we're going to use is called the n-gram model. So n-grams are token sequences of length n. Right? So on the corner is a trigram. It's a token sequence of length 3. Right? Or it's a 3-gram. If you don't remember the word tri. And our example breaks down into a bunch of bigrams when we look at it this way. Right? So we take all sequences of length 2 and just set them one after the other. There's going to be overlaps. I notice three guys standing on duck. So we've got each sentence gives us a set of bigrams that we can look at. And what we can think about as our first sort of stab at doing this is we can try to look at the statistical properties of the word sequences of length 2, right? So what we're going to focus on is trying to predict the next word based entirely on the last word. We're not going to look at anything else. There's a whole lot of other information we can use, and no doubt we would do a better job if we did use it. But let's see what we can do if we just look at the previous words. So that's going to be a bigram model. We're looking at sequences of length 2. All right? What we're going to do then is we're going to go out there and gather some statistics. And we're going to know the counts of these bigrams, these n-grams of length 2. And then we're going to use those to try to guess the next word. Okay. So the thing we're actually going to be doing is we're going to be doing conditional probabilities, right? We're going to do the probability of the next word given the previous word. So it's given it's conditional, conditioning the probability of the next word on the previous word. So those are called conditional probabilities. We're going to we can use that very same model to try to estimate or assess the probability of an entire sentence. And the models are going to allow us to do both things because of some simple facts about probability theory. So why would we do this? Here's some of the applications. The first one and the biggest one, the one that was the big winner, was automatic speech recognition. So automatic speech recognition became a whole lot better when these kinds of models were incorporated into bottom line is that if you go by the acoustic signal alone, you die by the acoustic signal alone. That there's a lot of uncertainty and variation in the acoustic signal. When you actually sit there and look at what's in the spectrogram, you just marvel at the fact that we can extract words out of this. And at some point, you need layered statistical models, right? You really need to say, okay, there's a lot of non-determinism here, and we're going to look at things like what is the probability of 3 sequences of phonemes in a row, right? You look at these phoneme trigrams, but you're also going to look at, well, given the words that I've already recognized so far, how likely is speech to be the next word? Or is it really speech that's the next word? Right? They're both going to come up. We're going to look pretty good as hypothesis based on the acoustic signal. Acoustic signal is going to give them both high scores and say, okay, you decide language model. And the language model will do it right. So it's the two things working together that gives you some of the robustness we see in the automatic speech recognizers today. Handwriting and character recognition, big time, same kind of idea, very noisy signal. If you have friends who have handwriting like mine, you will know all about it. That handwriting can be very difficult to do. And we can have a tremendous amount of success if we build models that are robust to noise. And that means knowing a lot about the statistics of the signal. So you build signal models, right? And that's how you deal with noise. So we're building models of the signals we're getting. Spelling correction, another signal noise problem, right? We've got the words that are actually out there in lexicon. And what we've got to do is figure out what these garbled versions of those words correspond to, right? And again, the idea is minimal edit distance will give us a set of candidates that we might choose from. But if we have a language model that tells us which of these is the most likely next word, given what we've seen before, we'll have a much better chance of picking a reasonable one in context. And then we can even start doing things like trying to do spelling correction when somebody spells something that is a word, right? But it really isn't what I meant. Those are the hard ones, like T-H-E-I-R and T-H-E-R-E. They're totally predictable if you know enough about language. But they're both words, and so most spelling correction approaches aren't going to get them. Machine translation. Now, machine translation is an interesting one. This is a sort of relatively recent development in statistical machine translation. It's a very nice one. But the idea then is that you could sort of take the cartoonish version of this idea is try out this. Let's do word-by-word translation. And then we're going to get this sort of scramble, this spaghetti. And we'll try to assemble it into a reasonable English sentence by choosing which of these things is the most probable sequence of English. And then we'll go with that. That's kind of one approach. That's a fairly cartoon. The idea could be refined a little bit. But that's the idea. Having a language model, a model of the statistics of the language you're trying to output from your machine translation system is really helpful. And then there are lots. So, n-gram models are good. So they're very important. And then they're like foundational too, in the sense that a lot of what we're going to learn in the rest of the course depends on understanding the material in this chapter. Okay, so now we're going to start talking just for the last few minutes here. We're going to talk about we're going to start edging towards the probability theory. Okay? So, how do you build probability models where all is based on counting? Right? So first thing you've got to decide is what you're going to count. And I want to, we'll get this terminology straight. So he stepped out into the hall was delighted to encounter the Water Brothers. This is presumably another Damon Runyon sentence, because our author, one of our authors is really a big Damon Runyon fan. I think because we really like Damon Runyon for $1,000. So he stepped out into the hall. How many tokens? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 13 words. But in some applications, we may want to count the punctuation marks as a token. So when we sort of take the trouble to separate the punctuation marks from the words that are attached to them, we're going to say we have 15 tokens, right? Now, how many bigrams are there in this sentence?
13, if we go with the word model.
Yeah.
14. 14. Go with the word model.
So we're gonna get each time I start, right? I'm gonna start a word. That word's gonna be the first word in some bigram, right? And then we'll go. This is 1. This is 2. This is 3. This is 4. This is 5. This is 6. This is 7. This is 8. This is 9, 10, 11, 12. And then this is kind of the beginning of a defective bigram. Let's count it as a bigram. Let's say there was maybe an end of sentence marker there or something. So pretty close to the same number of bigrams as there are words. Now the other issue, what do we do about defective speech? This is spoken language data rather than written language data. We get a lot of this, and depending on what kind of data you're looking at, it could be a lot, a huge percentage of data. There are spoken language data varies quite a bit depending on whether it's dialogue, whether it's people talking to a computer. People talk to a computer, there's a lot less of this than there is in a telephone conversation. Usually they talk more carefully than they talk to a computer. So we gotta potentially deal with that, right? Counting these guys, you might have 18 tokens in a situation like this, counting the punctuation. Now, notice this. This is the word "the" occurs 3 times in here, right? In the data we're looking at, it's before pool, grass, and stars. So are we counting tokens or type when we're doing an n-gram model, right? Which do we care about? Do we want to worry about the fact that the word "the" occurs 3 times in the sentence, or do we want to worry about the fact that it just occurs in this sentence? So we want the 2 facts we can state as follows. The type "the" occurs in this sentence. Right? There's no point in counting it when you're talking about types. But you could say there are 3 occurrences. There are 3 tokens of the type "the." And which fact is relevant to bigram usage? It's the tokens, right? We're counting tokens. Right? In this case, we've got "the" in one bigram. Here's "the" in another bigram, and here's "the" in yet another bigram. Right? So we're always counting tokens when we do this kind of modeling. N-gram modeling always involves counting tokens. You just have to get clear on what your tokens are and what your uses. That's the first step. The other thing is when you're doing bigram modeling, you still have to make this decision. Are you going to, you are collecting statistics, right? But you've got to collect statistics for types. Right? So you're counting tokens, but you're collecting statistics for types, right? So if we were doing a unigram model, let's just go back to that. Going back, we're just counting word frequencies, right? So in a unigram model, at the end of the day, we're going to say the word "the" occurred 25,000 times. What that means is there were 25,000 tokens of the word "the" in the corpus. So the question, even once you've decided what your tokens are, the question is, what are you going to count? What are you going to group together? Are you going to are you going to aggregate the counts for cats and cats into one count, or are you going to count those as separate words, word types that you need to count? So with different applications, different things might work. For speech recognition, it seems to have been clearly proven that you want to keep these separate. It actually seems to work very well. All the different forms of the word, all different models. The pattern we've been using is The lemma is the set of lexical forms, so that's cat and cats together. So the stem together with all of its forms, right, is a lemma, right? And the word form is one of these fully inflected things, which is what we are, with our homework assignments and everything. We're going to do concept word forms. And those are going to be the tokens we care about, and those are going to be the types we care about. So, next step, where we're going to go get our counts. We're going to look at large bodies of text, right? And we're going to need lots of data. And you're going to be astonished at how much data we really need. So we used to start talking about, we used to be impressed with 40 million word corpora, but that really isn't even scratching the surface. A good accurate language model. So billions of words is good. The Wikipedia corpus is really good. That's great stuff. May not be all that natural, but it's a lot. Back in the dawn of when we started doing this kind of work, we had a 1 million word corpus. I guess it wasn't a 1 million. Is that right? That statistic is not right. That's a mistake. That's a right statistic for the DNC purpose. I think it must have been okay, we look at the Google corpus, which is a more recently collected one, which is far bigger than the Wikipedia corpus. And I don't even know what that is. That's 900 million, that's 24 billion, so that's 1 trillion. So over 1 trillion words, total words, over 1 trillion words. That will give you some useful stuff. All right? Okay, so that's what we read the corpus, and now we know what to count. And let's talk about what we're going to do. So we're interested in predicting the next word based on some sequence of words, some history of the previous words. And so when we're doing an n-gram model, what we're going to do is we're going to be sort of like a trigram model. We're going to predict the third word based on the first two. If it's a 4-gram model, we're going to predict the fourth word based on the previous 3, and so on. Right? So we're always predicting the nth word given the n-1 words in the n-gram model. Right, so that is how we write the statistical probability we're going to try to figure out. Right? Probability of word n given words 1 through words n-1. So the vertical bar should be read as given. And the statistical model that has this for all the words in English, these are all words you know about in English, that's called the language model. And that's what all those applications we were looking at before are using. So how do we calculate, how do we estimate is the right word, calculate is the wrong word. How do we estimate probability like that? So we're going to look up the definition of conditional probabilities and look for the counts conditional probabilities give us. Here's the idea then. We're doing the probability of the, given that somebody just said its order is so transparent that, right? So here's how you compute it when you look up the definition of conditional probability. You take the probability of the joint event which you're looking at, that is the follows the all the words you have in context. So that's the probability of its water is so transparent that right? That's some number. And you're going to divide that by the probability of its water is so transparent that. So what proportion of the time that you see these first n-1 words do you see the as the word that follows all n-1 words? What proportion of the time is the next word? And that's all there is to it. Pretty simple. If we had a large enough corpus, we could compute this just by counting, and we could compute this just by counting. What's the problem? Well, the problem is particularly larger than anything I mentioned. To get accurate representative counts, long word sequences like this. We're actually, the question we're trying to answer is the probability of this in English at large, right? But if we grab the 1 trillion word corpus, the Google corpus, right? And we look at how many times that sequence, that string occurs in there, well, it's going to be at least, you know, at most 100 times, maybe 350. I don't know. But it's going to give us a very, very small probability. The other question is, if we don't find it at all, which is also another possible outcome, should we really think that the answer is 0? Just because we didn't see it in a trillion words of text? That's what the equation tells us. So, the idea is good, but the implementation requires a little bit of thought. We have to think about how to apply these probabilities. So, here's the actual answer. If you go look at the Google corpus, the 2 counts are 5 and 9. Unfortunately, 2 of those, these slides. Since I've been hanging around in the room. So let's throw those out. And the answer is 2/7. That's not a very convincing estimate. The numbers are very small. The numbers are really, really small. So because they're so small, you cannot really be certain that you've seen a representative sample of those first n-1 numbers. Right? All you've got is 7 examples. Okay. So then I mentioned there's probably a lot of answers. So what we're going to do then is the answer then is we're going to sort of stop and not do really large values of n. Right? Because what I was just looking at is the probability of was like a 10 or 11 graph, right? So we're going to be happy to collect probabilities for bigrams, trigrams, 4grams, 5grams occasionally, and then we'll try to estimate these longer sentences, the probability of these longer sentences, based on those less accurate ones. Right? We're going to content ourselves to look at less information because we can build more precise probability models by looking at less information. And that is going to turn out to be a winning strategy. Because the worst thing you can do is have overconfidence in a bad model. It's just really bad decision. So it's better to satisfy yourself with the numbers that actually have fairly robust statistics and use those numbers to try to estimate the correct probabilities of these other these longer sentences. And we'll be able to do that using a very simple strategy called the chain rule. And we'll talk about